Hello, hello.
I can't remember.
No judgment.
No judgement. Sound.
Where was the but coming from?
It's just say my name. I'm like a narcissist.
But BB.
And Olivia, I guess.
Yeah, Olivia. Hello. Welcome to the second episode of No Judgment Zone. We hope you enjoyed our last episode. Bear full of hair and a marinara. That's quite a tongue twister.
That was good.
Bear full of hair and a marinara flag. Say it quickly.
Bear full of hair, as a flag.
Yeah. And it's really a flag.
As a flag. God.
This episode, we are going to discuss dating horror stories, both autobiographical and other people.
Yeah.
And we're going to do some would you rathers.
Okay, great.
But first, we have to start every podcast with our own tale.
Yeah. The embarrassing tales.
Yeah, embarrassing tales, because, you know, we're called No Judgment Zone, but we obviously kind of do... Well, we don't judge, but we just discuss... Well, yeah, I guess we do, I don't know. But... But we also thought it's only fair if we're getting... You know, if we're talking about your guys' juicy stories, to talk about our own. That seems fair to me. That's a fair... Yeah, tit for tat, exactly.
Tit for tit.
Tit for tit. So...
Woman to woman. Yeah. Yeah.
Breast to breast.
Nipple to nipple.
So we thought... We were like, oh, neither of us really had anything embarrassing happen to us this past week since we last recorded.
I mean, I find
nothing out of the ordinary.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Nothing out of the ordinary, you know, awkward interactions and just generally being a human.
Yeah.
But we thought, okay, well, we've had however many years of friendship now, 20?
God.
No, more than that, 22?
More, 22.
Christ.
Well, I'm going to be 27 soon, so 23. Don't gag.
No, as in like... So it's an involuntary reaction of us getting older. Don't gag. Yeah, sorry. So I thought we would tell the story.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
This is a classic.
This is an absolute Goose and Weave classic.
Yeah.
This really paints the picture, I feel, of our friendship.
Yeah.
And how we've always been kindred spirits.
Yeah.
From the sandpit days when we were 3-4 years old. Then really, you know, going through life, girlhood together. Girlhood.
This is the epitome of girlhood.
This is the epitome.
Yeah.
This, I feel, you know...
This was like character development.
Yeah.
At a very young age.
Alongside the Twilight parodies and the skits that we would film for YouTube and, you know, the gigs we'd go to and the
Every
general...
morning walk being like, what page of Twilight are you on?
Yeah.
56, what about you, 97?
Oh, you swear. Don't tell me what happens.
Lie in bed manically reading.
Yeah, literally. Hunger Games, Divergent, all of it.
Oh, yeah.
Watching She's the Man, Easy A, John Tucker Must Die. This is such an integral part of our origin story. So, me and Goose and Weave, we had our fair share of crushes and obsessions in school. As a
girl does. Yeah.
But there was something about these two crushes in particular that I feel like we were absolute diehard fans of these boys. They could do no wrong in our eyes.
No. They were obviously like the popular boys.
Yeah.
Like they were the creme de la creme. And we were just in every single one of those chick flicks.
We were the in-betweeners.
We weren't... Nobody really noticed us.
But we weren't like desperately uncool or the nerds that got bullied.
Yeah.
We were just...
I hope not.
No, I wouldn't say we weren't the nerd group. We were just the sort of we were such in-betweeners.
Yeah, we were generally well liked, but not like no one. I don't think
nothing
anyone
to write
noticed.
home about.
Nothing to write home about.
Yeah.
We were, partially accepted. We weren't thrown out.
No.
Anyway,
might not be necessarily invited to the house party.
No, never quite got that far.
But but we weren't like. If we rocked up, it wouldn't be like, "What are you?" It'd be like, "Oh, hey," like, do you know what I mean?
Yes, that's so. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess. I guess. You know, we wore Hollister.
Yeah.
We had a picture with the man from Abercrombie and Fitch. We had a Kath Kidston
Polaroid.
bag. We knew what was up. Paul's Boutique. No, we were never actually Paul's Boutique girls, but...
No, we weren't that cool.
Alas,
A hot PB.
we digress. So,
Yeah.
these two boys, let's call them David and...
Terry.
Goose like David, I like Terry.
Yeah.
And they were, creme de la creme.
Yeah.
Hot, funny, popular.
Muscly.
Would you believe
David
for David was ripped.
Yeah.
He was
like a 12-year-old.
Literally. And yeah, they were just like, they were cool. Anyway.
Yeah.
And also David and Terry were like best friends.
Yeah.
So we were like, oh my
besties.
god, this is perfect. Double date. So we fancied them solidly, I'd say, for a good, 3 years.
Yeah.
It was year 7 to year 9.
Yeah, even longer. I would say mine lasted the whole of high school.
True, I think I had to move on because it was becoming
had
too
to-
painful for me because he always had different girlfriends and it was just really upsetting.
He did. Always.
Always.
So painfully hot.
Yeah, and he had fit girlfriends, always from other schools as well. And I was like,
Yeah.
I can't even compete. I can try to compete with the girls I know are around here.
But he's gone international.
Yeah.
International waters, this boy.
Yeah.
Going to the girls' schools.
Like down the road.
Down the road, are you mad?
He's exploring boroughs.
He's exploring
boroughs with a capital
Many different
B.
kinds, yeah.
I could not. I couldn't. I
Yeah.
didn't stand a chance. Anyway.
We would actually, analyse if they had looked at us in the hallway.
Oh my god.
Do you remember,
Of course I remember.
Yeah.
If you had a lesson with them and you got that new seating plan.
You know something that haunts me is I remember, I did, and I actually got on David's table
Shut
for the whole of, I'm not going to say what subject, because I'm so scared if he listens, he'll be like,
what they knew.
Jesus. Yeah, they
knew.
There was a point in science, it was science.
Oh my god.
Oh, it hurt. Oh my god, I'm crying.
That actually hurt.
Oh
no. Oh, my stomach hurts.
I can't breathe. Oh my god.
Oh, deep breath. Okay, science. Was it triple science?
I got something else. What's the point in science? Well, it's out now. No secrets here. Where I'd stared at him so much that I thought I was being really subtle. And then he just, when they go and do that awkward nod smile. And I was like, oh, I must have been sat there the whole time
drooling, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh,
That was funny.
So funny.
So we digress.
5 minutes in and we're absolutely wetting ourselves.
Oh my god, I've actually not laughed that hard since.
Oh, wait.
This is the popcorn.
Oh my gosh. That's another story.
That's another story.
Oh my
Okay.
god. Oh, okay, we've not even gotten to the thing that we were going to talk about. We're still in the fucking intro. Okay, we'll wrap this up quickly. Okay. So, there was a magazine. I don't know if anyone remembers this, because I only knew about this through you, and I feel like I haven't seen it since we were, like, that age, but we're, like, I'd say about 13 at this point. So this is 2011?
Yeah, it was, year 7, year 8, when you're 12,
Maybe
13.
2010, 2011.
Yeah.
And then BB really got me into this magazine called Shout magazine, which was basically like Cosmo but for like teenagers. It was actually great.
It was
like
so
I
good.
loved it, and it was
horoscopes on page 5, a quiz where, like, you know, when it would zigzag down to the answer.
Oh my god!
And you'd be like, "Tell me what my cat spirit is."
Yeah, or like,
but like, you're the
what am I gonna grow up to be? And it'd be like, you're gonna be a famous actress. And it's like, slay, I knew it.
Knew it, bruv. And
then there'll be like posters of fit guys, like whatever the current like tween.
Justin Bieber topless.
Oh my god, yeah. All of that.
So good.
And I think we were reading our like horoscope or something for that. Not that we have the same birthday, but it was like something around like either mine or your horoscopes, or like advice of the week, or like something like that.
Yeah.
And we had just got back to mine, and we had walked all the way from school to mine because you were coming over. And
on that walk, there you go. On that walk,
detail.
We were walking behind David and Terry, and we were like, "Oh my god, like this is."
But we were quite far back. Like they were quite away in front of us.
Yeah.
We weren't walking with them. We should clarify this. They didn't know.
Leaving school with them.
Yeah.
And we were giggling and being like, "Oh my god, they're right in front of us." And then there was like this pathway, this kind of like park thing that you would have to walk through to get to the other side of the street, to get to our street. And somehow we managed to get so close behind them that they started then talking to us. Is that how it went? I can't remember who started the conversation.
My memory's terrible, so
I think it was like we got really close to them. Like
did
creepily.
We chat a little bit.
And then we did chat a bit. And we were walking like...
We're friends. We weren't.
Chuck it on the ground and go boom. Do you remember?
No,
this is the walk. Oh, it's a different
walk. That was a different walk.
My bad. Oh, my bad.
That was actually probably more embarrassing than this.
To wrap up that story, there was something where they were like just being boys, and they were throwing something on the ground to make it explode, and they found it really. Oh, it's a lighter.
Yeah.
Oh, you do have a good memory. I don't remember that. And they thought it was hilarious when they went chuck it on the ground and go boom. We've then
that's so embarrassing.
That afternoon.
Well, I went back to yours, and we were like, actually, this is actually a better story than the first one. We'll just wrap it up. The Shout magazine thing was basically like calling us out for stalking our crushes across town, and it was like hilarious because it was like blah blah blah, and you know, maybe you should stop stalking your crushes across town. And we were like, oh my god, we literally just did that.
Yeah.
This story is actually way more embarrassing than that. So we go back to BB's, and we're like, but actually, rewind.
Yeah.
We actually basically walked home with them and a couple other cool boys.
Yeah, we did.
It was just me and you, surrounded by cool, hot, popular boys.
They were the popular
boys. Popular.
Yeah.
And we were like, fuck.
Yeah. Sweating. The
and
entire
we were,
time.
Cracking jokes, we were having a good time.
Yep.
Banter.
Yep.
And we're like, we get to Goose's house and we're like, fucking hell.
We had to take a moment to just be like, was that a dream?
What just happened?
Yeah.
You know, hug them all goodbye, like whatever.
Yeah,
and we were like, oh my god, this is the start of our love story. This is happening. We were literally. I remember being in your room, like freaking out. We're like, did you see the way that Terry said this and what David said? And oh my god, when he like touched your arm and like whatever. And we were like dissecting the whole like 20-minute walk home.
Hugging David was the beginning of my sexual awakening at 12.
So funny. So
that changed my brain chemistry.
Yeah. So we get to yours, go up to your little attic room.
The attic, yeah.
And then we get out your little pink Dell laptop.
Yeah.
And we're like, do you know what this fucking needs? A Facebook status.
Yeah.
And this was the time where Facebook was, everything happened on Facebook.
Yeah.
Everything.
It was the place to be.
It was the place to be.
Mm-hmm.
That and Club Penguin.
Hashtag never forgive. Never,
Yeah.
never forgive. Never forget. Never forgive.
Couples weeks in. So we write. It's on my account.
Yeah.
And we're absolutely crafting the ultimate status.
Yeah.
Because we want everyone to know that we just had a great walk home with the coolest boys in school.
Yeah. Like, we're one of you now.
Yeah, you fat,
This is it.
popular girls with your Paul's Boutique and your kickers and your whatevers. Having your house parties and not inviting us. Well, this is what you get. The underdogs.
It's our time to shine now.
So we craft this whole Facebook status and I make sure everyone's tagged in it. I'm telling this story like blah blah blah, quoting them, tagging everyone, really painting the picture.
Yeah.
I post it.
Yeah, and you added the phrase, chuck it on the ground and
it
go
goes
boom.
boom.
Chuck it on the floor, it goes boom.
None of them like it. None of them acknowledge
I
it.
swear one of them liked it.
Pretty sure
David? No?
No. Well, maybe, I don't know, but the only one that mattered to me was Terry, and Terry didn't like it.
Terry didn't like it.
And
I was the only one that commented.
I'm pretty sure you're the only one that commented, yeah. Like, LolXD Raw. That is so mortifying. Fucking hell. Anyway.
I think that was, see, that's a real origin story, like, villain
is.
story.
Yeah.
Villain arc.
Yeah.
Of like, no, and then we didn't speak to them probably again for at least another few years.
Really? Not
Of
even
high
at the
school.
park? Park Fridays?
Well, maybe at the park. Maybe at the park on Fridays. My memory.
Good old Park Fridays. Anyway.
So there you go.
That was like the longest intro ever. We were going to tell you one story, ended up telling another one. But, God, I've not laughed that hard in bloody ages. That was fantastic.
Wow. Brilliant.
Dating horror stories. Some
Yeah.
of them are going to be our own experiences. Some are going to be ones that we found online.
Yeah.
Do you want to take it away?
Yeah.
Are you going to go with one that's your own? Or are you going to start with a... I think, yeah, let's talk about our own.
Let's talk about our own. Let's warm up.
Yeah.
I really hope my mother doesn't listen to this, because...
Kim will definitely listen.
Kim, if you're listening...
Switch it off.
Stop right now and skip the next 10 minutes. That's how long it's going to take to... All right. Long story short, I went on a date with this painfully attractive man in LA. 6'7". Bear in mind,
6'7".
I think he was 6'7" or 6'5". Maybe 6'5". I don't know
way,
where I got 6'7" from.
Jesus.
Either way, he looked dramatically
Either way, he
tall.
was massive.
And I remember
And also, we should note for our viewers that you're 5'1".
5'1". Yeah, 5'1". I always thought I was 5'3" and kind of gaslit myself into thinking that, but the other day I'm 5'1". There's no hiding it. I'm extremely small. And I got in his car, and then when we got to the venue, he was like...
Wait. How did you meet? Like...
Oh, Raya.
Okay.
Yeah, we met on Raya.
Was there much chatting before?
Yeah, fair bit. Yeah, we
Okay.
tried to meet up before the last time I went to LA, and then it kind of didn't really work out.
Oh, so it was kind of like a long time
So,
coming.
yeah, it was,
Okay.
yeah.
And quite a lot of build up.
You know when someone's so attractive, you actually think there might be something wrong with them. And I remember being put off in that way. I was like, surely there's going to be something weird about him.
Well,
so I didn't really want to go.
Got the ick.
Yeah. I was like, I'm in danger, you know? But yeah, I got in his car and we drove to the place, and then he was like, when we got to the place, he was like, how tall are you? Because he'd seen me walk to the car and was clearly like, fucking hell.
She's tiny.
And I was wearing I think I was wearing my heels actually, and I was still tiny. And so and I was like 5'3". What about you?
Was
and
he
was
American?
Yeah, and he was like, I'm 6'5". And I was like,
That must have been such a height difference.
honestly, because I know like it's attractive for men to be tall, but that's too much for me.
Yeah,
'Cause
you
I
get
can't-
neck problems, get whiplash.
Honestly, it did hurt a bit. I was like, and
Where did you come up to on his body?
oh my god,
Like below nips? Or about nip height?
just above the belly button. I'm pretty sure.
No.
In my head, it was.
Also, you were like when you looked at him, you were face to face with his crotch.
For some men, that's the perfect height. So yeah, no, probably in my head it was exaggerated. But the heart of this story is okay, I go back to his, whatever. Judge me all you want. And he oh god, how much am I gonna say? I'm just thinking like, oh, if he wouldn't listen to this. I don't know why he would. Okay. He lives on a boat. And also his bed was so high. I swear it came up to my shoulders, and that's not an exaggeration.
Oh my god.
So whenever I needed to pee, I had to like it was like looking down at a cliff and being like, oh,
gotta jump.
yeah, and then getting back on, I was like, oh, the fuck am I gonna? And I'm like a creature, like crawling onto the bed.
Oh, no.
And then
why did he live on a boat? Did he disclose this information?
I think he just wanted to, just vibing
On the sea, like in a dock?
Yeah, in a dock. Yeah.
What the hell? Was it a nice boat?
It was really nice.
No way.
Yeah.
Not like a little canal vibe. It was like a...
No, it was
like a yacht?
Not a yacht. No, it was small.
Okay.
But I don't know, like a good, like livable.
Yeah.
It was nice, well decorated. You know, it was. Yeah, I know someone else in LA who lives on a boat. I think it's kind of just a bit of a thing.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yes, fair dues, vibey. So the next morning I woke up and I looked to my left, and on the bedside table there's a handgun. And I was like, welcome to America.
And it wasn't there the night before?
It probably was, but it was dark, so I didn't see it.
Right, and you were occupied doing
And
other
then
things.
God, I hope my mum doesn't hear this. So
Yeah, it was dark.
So then
Wait. So you wake up, opening your eyes,
Yeah.
and then you just your eyes just land on this gun on the
yeah,
side
I
of
kind
the
of like
table.
turn around, and then my eyes are half open. And I'm like, what?
What kind of gun is it? I don't know guns, but like it was like a
I don't know
little
guns
pistol-y
either.
vibe,
It was
or
like just like a handgun,
so
like
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 a little like
yeah, like
I know what you mean.
yeah. The gun, it does gun things.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, like we were kind of like chatting, and then he was like, yeah, I collect guns. I'm really into guns.
Oh, he
And
collects.
he was collects.
Oh no.
And then he was like, do you want to see my rifle? And I was like, yeah. And then he actually pulls out a rifle. And then he was like,
That's a bit early, but alright, let's go. I just brushed my teeth first.
Oh god. And yeah, he was showing me how his rifle works, and I was just like, this is the most American thing. I mean, he was lovely. Perfectly nice chap.
Did
Just,
he say why he had guns?
He said that he believes everyone needs one to protect themselves. He said especially every woman should own a gun.
Do you know, I
And I
don't
thought,
disagree
fair
with him
play.
in that sense of...
Yeah.
I mean, I hate guns
Yeah.
so much. Like, they
Yeah.
really freak me out. I'm not here for them at all, but I think if you're living in a place where they
It's
are
legal.
a thing and other people have them and you're a woman... I kind of,
Yeah.
I feel like from a self-protection stance, like not that I'd ever dream of using it, but
Yeah.
when you're in a place where at any moment someone
Yeah.
could pull something on you,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like, America's a wild place.
It's
like,
a wild place.
yeah.
It's scary. Like,
it's scary.
and also because it's not illegal if it's self-defense as well. If because
Oh, really?
yeah, if you kill them or harm them, mad.
Scary.
Yeah.
And you had a cat,
Was
right?
there- Yeah.
Cat and a gun.
Yeah. Fair play. Such a vibe.
Did you stay in touch?
Loosely. I mean, well,
Will you
yeah,
see him
I live
again?
across the pond. Probably not.
Not when you moved to LA?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm looking for a husband out there. I want to get my visa, so.
That's so funny.
I feel like every time in America I really fancy a guy, they've got something that's quite a big thing, like a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Either a gun collector. The other time it was like he's like a devout Christian, and I was like, well, that's never gonna
Ooh,
work.
Like hardcore.
Hardcore, man.
Like Bible Belt vibes.
Bible bashing, God bothering, like all of it. The full money.
Has there been any others?
Not many. Well, they're actors, aren't they? So that's also a bit of a red flag.
Yeah.
A marinara flag, if you will.
A marinara flag. God, that's wild.
Okay, your turn.
Okay, so, oh God. Again, really hope my parents don't listen to this. My dad won't. I don't think he's like fussed about podcasts. He doesn't have a Spotify account, but my mum does.
Oh, Tina will.
Tina might listen.
Yeah.
Tina, if you're listening to this,
skip
10 minutes. So
I feel like our mums are gonna have a lot to discuss together.
yeah, they're gonna be like,
if they hear
you
this.
free tonight? Let's get the wine. So this has happened. This was from when I was freshly 18. My birthday's in June, so I was like one of the last of our group to turn 18. And it was the summer before going to uni. I was a very innocent young girl. I never had any boyfriends in school, like nothing like that.
Yeah.
Because no one fancied me and it was fine, but we move on.
So obsessed with Terry.
Yeah,
you could never move on.
But then, this was the summer that we also went interrailing, and I can't remember whether interrailing happened before this or after this. I cannot remember. It might have been after.
After.
Okay, so we went
yeah.
interrailing.
Yeah.
Had the best time.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah.
You know.
Good crack.
Good fucking crack.
Yeah.
Smooching about. Smooching every
yeah.
city. Live, laugh, love.
Yeah.
So then I feel like I was kind of in like a bit more of a confident flow with like, I don't know, dating or whatever.
Yeah, men in general.
Men in general. Still a mystery to me. It's still a mystery now. But I was like, okay, love. So I was on Tinder and I doing, flicking through whatever, match with this guy, chat for a bit. His name's, actually I'm not going to say that. We'll call him Larry.
Larry and Terry.
Larry and Terry. Me and Larry, I don't know why I'm giving you this whole backstory, this is so boring. We'll skip this.
Yeah, I felt like that beginning was fine, yeah.
Okay. I'm overthinking it. So, me and Larry arranged to go on a date. This is my first date.
Yeah,
like
was it?
My first date.
Wow.
And I'm like, holy fucking shit. I'm going to shit myself. So, also, it's kind of important, not important to the story, but it gives some context that at this time I was dog sitting. So, I wasn't living at my parents' house. I was dog sitting, which kind of worked out well because it meant that I could do things and not necessarily...
Date and not have to be like, where are you going?
Yeah, exactly.
10 questions before you leave the house.
Yeah. So, meet this guy on South Bank, which I feel like is a lovely first date spot.
So cute.
And it was, it's the height of summer. Lovely. I'm like walking up to him. He's like maybe a year or two older than me.
Right.
Like he's at uni, like whatever.
Older man.
Yeah. And it's so like he's a music journalist, so I feel like this kind of ties into it. But I walked up to him and he was like reading a newspaper, and I was
That's so hot.
No, I was like, what 19, 20-year-old reads? I was like, that's so like planned. Do you know what I mean? He's like,
that was
like
planned,
sitting on the side of South Bank in the sun, like reading a newspaper. I was like, oh my god.
That's quite wanky.
Walk up to him. Hi, yeah, hug, go for some drinks. Really lovely date.
Yeah.
Getting on really well. Banter. We played beer pong. Like we got
cute.
beers and cups, and like we're just sitting like on the lawns of South Bank, and it was really nice. But I've always been a massive lightweight, and God, it was probably even worse when I was 18 because I had barely been drinking by this point. So I got drunk like so fast.
Yeah.
And before you knew it, I was just like obliterated. And then because he was a music journalist, he was like, oh, I've got like guest lists for this like event, like whatever. And we went to like this really cool like underground bar in Covent Garden. We had to have passwords to get in and all that stuff. And I was like, wow,
that's
this is
so
cool. Do I remember any of it? No, but I remember like what it looks like. But I literally like I was so drunk, and he was getting us cocktails and all this. And then I remember like sitting on the step outside because I was like, I need some fresh air because the world was spinning. And he was so sweet, like he really looked after me, and it was really nice. Then we get on the tube, and I don't even think it's that late because there were children around.
And also, had you met Thingy at this point?
Who?
Pen.
Oh no, I'm going to tell.
Oh,
that
okay.
That's going to be my next story.
Okay.
So I'm like trolleyed. Like I am mullered.com. Like I'm so drunk.
I am trolleyed.
I'm
mullered.com.
Absolutely ravioli, tortellini, spaghetti bolognese.
Fusiliosis.
And I'm like, I'm going to be sick. Oh shit, I'm going to be sick. And we're on the tube, we're underground, we're bombing along on the Piccadilly line. And I'm like, oh my god, this isn't good, this isn't good, this isn't good. I don't remember a lot this time. But what I do remember is me going to be sick and Larry, bless his cotton socks, reaching out his hands to catch my vomit.
I can't.
And I threw up into Larry's hands. And there was a woman and her children, and they ran to the other end of the carriage.
Did they?
Yeah. I just remember her being like, that. She's like ushering her children away from me, like, don't look, children, don't look, or like something like that. And I am just like,
I kind of love the fact that his first instinct was to put his hands out, because there's no fucking way.
No, not for anybody would I catch
not for
sick.
anyone. Even if I was married to Ryan Gosling, I wouldn't catch his sick.
Yes, it was Ryan Gosling.
I wouldn't catch his sick.
I wouldn't catch Paul Mescal sick. No way.
I'd run with the children and the mum, screaming.
I just can't believe that his first instinct was to just catch it.
Yeah.
And I threw up in his hands. I threw up in his hands. And to this day,
what did you do?
I don't know what he did with it. I don't know what he did with it. Because when we got off the tube, it was nowhere to be seen. I don't know where it went.
When you got off the tube?
I don't remember that well, but I don't know where it went, what he did with it. I actually kind of, in a way, would love to know. Maybe I should ask him.
You can find him on Instagram.
No, he follows me.
Oh, he follows
you.
you.
Music projects. Yeah.
Bless him.
It's so funny. So yeah, bless Larry.
We love Larry.
We love Larry. I mean, datinghorrorstory.com, but like, we love Larry because actually...
Why didn't it work with Larry?
Well, let me get onto this.
Okay.
Second part to the story. Not a dating horror story, but just a fun second date. Because would you believe Larry came back for more? He saw me again.
Oh, I didn't realise this was
He
a
saw
second
me again.
Right.
So we had a second date. And
That's actually very impressive from you, that you were so charming.
guys, I've got Riz. I've got Riz coming out my ears.
You do have Riz.
I got so much Riz that I chunned in a boy's hand and he still wanted a second date. What are you saying, bro? Terry missed out.
Terry had no idea.
Terry don't know what he's missing. Should have liked that status. Anyway. So, me and Larry are texting. And I'm going to uni soon, so I'm a bit like, come on, the clock's ticking.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, I'm still dog sitting at this point. Because I don't think this happened that far away from each other. Or maybe that was a different... No, I don't know. I'm getting mixed up. But anyway, he's like... There's a bit of back and forth. He's kind of like been a bit shit at texting me. And I'm a bit like, oh, whatever. So I kind of like, I'm just leaving it. I'm putting it out of my mind. And then he's like, are you free tonight? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, I'm interviewing Penn Badgley's band in Camden. Do you want to come? And I'm like, are you fucking joking? Do I want to come? Of course I want to come.
Yeah.
And like, I am more obsessed with Penn Badgley now than I was then.
Yeah.
But I was still like gassed because...
And this was like pre-U days as well.
This was pre-U. This
is
like,
just Gossip Girl days.
This was like, yeah, and John Tucker Must Die and all that shit.
Yeah.
So, and like, I didn't realise that he was in a band and it was like doing bits or whatever,
Yeah.
but not as famous as he is now for sure, but I was still like gassed. So met up with him at Camden because he was playing, I can't remember what venue it was, maybe like Dingwalls or something, but some venue in Camden, and Larry was interviewing him. And yeah, it was kind of wild. Then we went like to the pub and got really drunk and blah blah blah, but no throwing up this time.
Nice.
But what a wild second date. And then I went to uni, and then Larry just kind of stopped replying to me, really. Like, I called him drunk, like, once.
Right. Classic.
And then he just, like, kind of stopped replying to my texts, and then I just left it.
Yeah.
But...
A natural end.
Yeah.
Nice.
And, you know, it was a good formative experience for me. I just can't believe on my first date,
yeah,
I chunned in his hands.
Sick in his hands on the tube. I've actually been sick on the tube once, but it was when we'd just come out of lockdown, and so we were still wearing masks, and I was sick in my mask.
What?
And I kind of just had to, like, hold it.
No.
And then I don't know why I was alone. I don't know what I was coming back
were
from.
alone?
Yeah, I don't know what I was coming back from. And then I got off, and then I had to just pile it in the mask and dump it in the bin.
I'm gonna be sick.
It was
Wait.
disgusting.
So you're like fucked on this tube.
Yeah.
And you kind of been sick loads to contain it in the mask.
No, true, actually, yeah. It was just a one of...
But was it
just-
like held? Like,
I had to
around your
hold
chin?
it. I had to hold my... Yeah.
I don't know how you didn't throw up more just from like smelling that, because you're like, it's like locked in. Do you know what I mean? And the worst thing about
It was
sick
pretty
is the
vile.
smell.
Yeah. Oh, God, it was grim.
Goose.
It was grim.
And you were alone. Oh, that must have been so stressful.
No,
So
no,
everyone-
that's better. Because if someone witnessed that, like, at least I was the only one that saw it.
Did you make a noise when you threw up?
I can't remember.
It's just like and then just like holding it. Oh
I've also
my-
got one more disgusting sick story.
Oh my god, please.
Also,
Also, maybe like trigger warning for people that like.
oh, sorry, trigger warning, guys. We're disgusting.
Bit late.
I am.
People are like phobia of sick, but oh well. Sorry.
In Tenerife, right? I was doing a job.
When was this?
It's a few years ago. 3 years ago now?
Yeah.
2 years. And it was like a commercial. And me and all the crew go out on the first night and we get hammered at this like European karaoke bar.
Incredible.
And then the next morning we had to drive up in a Jeep up a mountain to go and shoot. Early in the morning. I'd had 1-2 hours of sleep. You know when you wake up and you're like, how am I going to move? I'm not
yeah.
well.
If you move your head, you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when we were in the Jeep and I was like jiggling about and naturally, and you know that fuzzy sensation you get, like when you can kind of, you can taste what's about to happen.
Yeah.
Bile. And I was like, I can't be sick in their brand new Jeep that they have like rented for a lot of money. So I was like,
On your way to a job.
on my way to a job. So I thought there's only one option here. I threw up in my mouth. I swallowed it.
How did you throw up in your mouth? Because I feel
It
like
came out. I went. I held it. Go back in. I don't know if I should cut this from the pod because it's disgusting.
No. This is funny. 'Cause I feel like
Disgusting.
when you go to throw up, you involuntarily, your mouth is like, like, do you know what I mean? Like the fact that you managed, that's quite skillful.
We'll see. See, both times I was very skillful.
You were very skillful.
Very
I
demure.
was like, very demure.
Very mindful.
Very mindful. I was not. I was not mindful of anyone on that tube. I was like, do you know who's demure and mindful? Larry.
Larry. He is demure and mindful, yeah. I love him. I'll date him.
He was quite tall as well.
Was he?
Yeah.
Nice.
Would you
There you
rather?
go. Yeah, okay. Oh, I've not got any in my
I've got some
in
good
my
ones.
bank. Okay, you give the would you rathers.
Right. I really enjoyed these because some of them were just like really opposing and random, and some of them were like very deep.
Oh.
So I want to start with the really opposing and random one because it cracked me up. As in, like, you know when most would you rathers are related to something like, would you rather this for hands or this for feet or whatever? But
Yes.
it's just so opposite. It's like, would you rather every meal for the rest of your life is a bit too hot, or have no knees? And when you like really think about it, it's like, oh my god, like, would you rather every meal the rest of your life is like a bit too hot to eat, so it's like painful to eat it, and you can't really taste it, or have no knees, so you can't like sit
It's
down.
not hot. It's just a bit too hot, but it's not like scorching.
No, but it's a bit like, you know, when you're like trying to eat it, it's like
Oh.
every meal the rest of your life.
Well, at least then I'd be put off eating, so I'd be like really skinny with knees.
True.
So rather than being like some weirdo that has like, because if you don't have knees, your legs can't bend.
Yeah, exactly.
That
That would be really difficult.
be really annoying.
And I guess like every meal being too hot, it's like, I guess you only can eat cold meals. As in, like...
Oh, wait, so that's an option.
Well, I'm thinking about, like, a salad. Or would the salad still be, like, would the lettuce be really hot?
Oh, that'd be really upsetting.
I guess it would have to be that every meal is hot.
I would just... Because you get used to it.
Well, you'd have no tongue. Like, you just burn the skin off your tongue and then go for it. I feel like your mum's got really high tolerance to hot things. Like, she drinks her hot drinks, like, straight
Fresh from
out.
the kettle,
I'm
she's,
like,
downing it. It's quite... It's weird.
Yeah, Kim will be alright then.
She'll be fine.
So are you saying hot meals?
Yeah. I don't fuck with no knees.
You can't sit
My
down.
My quality of life
like...
would be... Imagine sitting down. You go to the cinema and your legs are just...
I was thinking as well, like, going to the toilet. Like, you have to be like... just sitting there. Okay. Right. Would you rather have to wear wet socks to bed every weeknight or work every day?
I already work every day, bruv. I'm freelance.
Yeah, innit?
That option.
Already do it.
Yeah. Welcome to my world.
This one is so dumb. Would you rather fight Muhammad Ali if he was a shark man, or a baby who has a sniper, is trained in marksmanship and has a pretty good angle on you?
What is a shark man?
I don't know.
So if Muhammad Ali was a shark or something.
Yeah, or a baby with a sniper. Who would you rather fight?
Baby with a sniper, because even though the baby has the good aim, its fingers aren't strong enough to pull that trigger.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think outside the box there.
That's
think
true.
of baby strength, not a lot.
Not a lot.
And as I know, I've dated my fair share of gun nuts.
Like, you're well versed.
I'm well versed in the gun scene.
Oh, okay. This is quite a good one. Would you rather be an extremely talented musician who's never acknowledged by many and can barely make ends meet, or just somebody with no musical talent who happens to make an international hit and will never be able to do another?
Oh, international hit? Are you mad? Why would I...
You have one hit.
Yeah, fine. I'll buy a bunch of real estate with all the money, and I'll be rich forever.
But, like,
and I'll have
you're
my
a bit
5
of
minutes.
like... Yeah, I guess so.
Bit of a has-been. But better that than nothing at all.
Yeah,
To have to just be talented by yourself.
I know how that feels. Okay, this one's quite, like, ethical.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's
I like
like,
that.
would you rather save a stranger's life or get $1 million? I know. I know.
Because what if that stranger ends up being an asshole?
Well, yeah, exactly. But that still maybe doesn't warrant their death, but...
I don't know. So you and I differ.
Yeah.
I know what yours would be. You'd save the stranger.
I think I would have to. I think
You're a good person.
that was my first instinct. Then I was like, oh, but like, then you start thinking a bit more about it, and you're
Yeah.
like, well, what circumstance am I in? Like, they're a stranger, but do I have any inkling of like who they are or whatever?
Yeah.
And
But also, strangers die every day without me getting £1 million.
say like,
So
what's
what's
another
one more?
I knew we'd really differ. This is just why I wanted to do it. I think if I knowingly let someone die just to have money, I think I wouldn't be able to live with myself.
Love money.
Yeah, it would feel really dirty. That would haunt me.
Can you think though? Millionaires do that every day.
I know.
Isn't that mad?
Mad.
And they don't give a shit.
Madness.
Can't beat them, join them. That's what I say. But also, with that million, you multiply that, you invest it well.
You're so like
Such a
into
man.
the investment. Yeah, literally like stocks, investment.
Stocks and shares, yeah.
Let them die.
Let them die. And then, what if you offset that one death by giving loads to cancer research, giving loads to charities, helping war victims? I'm really trying to offset.
Yeah, you're trying to
like,
offset.
kill this
Yeah,
one
yeah.
person.
Literally, you're trying to make up for it. So you're saying that you let this one person die, but you take the $1 million, and would you invest all of it into charities?
Not all of it, yeah. What's the point? No, I would multiply it, and then I would make it my mission to be a philanthropist. How am I going to be a philanthropist? A phalange without
Without any money.
Without any money.
You crap. So you're saying you want the $1 million?
Doing it to save the world, yeah.
So you're having the $1 million?
I'll take it.
Wow. You crap me up.
Would you rather have $1 million or have 10 million given to a bunch of strangers? To a stranger.
What?
I don't know. I just saw it on a
I'd
TikTok,
obviously
I can't
rather
remember.
$1 million for me than...
Oh no, it was or £10 million go to charity.
1 million for me or 10 million to charity.
Yeah.
Do I get to pick the charity?
No.
Yeah, I don't know, because I don't want it to go to something that I don't support. It could be a charity to support, like, white supremacists or something. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, if it was a charity, you could pick the charity. Yeah. That's what we're now, are we? That 10 million could have saved many lives in that charity.
Well, at least I didn't let someone die.
Well, you might have.
I cannot be held responsible for indirect deaths. You actually let a stranger die so you can have $1 million.
Yeah, but what if it was a man?
Yeah, fair enough. $1 million... No, sorry, £1 million or 10 million to charity. Oh.
I'd be like, I am the charity, bitch. Give me the 10 mil.
Oh, I don't know. It's hard because, like...
What's a millionaire's probably give, like... But again, you take the 1 million, you invest it, you multiply. You give loads to charity.
What if of my million I gave a percentage to charity?
Yeah, you can do that. But it's not 10 mil to
No,
them.
I know. But also... Oh, I don't know. That's really hard.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a bad person.
Why not? Come to the
dark
other
side.
side.
Yeah. I got friends on the other side.
Are you ready?
We're gonna get cancelled for this. Oh my god, I can't. Okay, I think if I'm being completely truthful, I don't know, because I was gonna say I would take the million, but then I do feel bad, but then I'm also like, I could do a lot with £1 million, and I would give some of that to charity, I believed in.
It's alright.
At least they're getting something, even if it's not 10 mil, but like...
Yeah. But also, a lot of charities, actually, you do get those ones that are a little bit cheeky. A bit like...
Bit for you, bit for me, bit for you, bit for... Yeah, I know what you mean.
They're
What would
a
you
bit
do? I
cheeky.
don't even know why I'm asking you. Take the £1 million.
Yeah, I'd take them now.
Would you rather get £1 million right now or flip a coin for the chance to get 1 billion?
Oh, I do like a gamble. My philosophy is always take the risk.
But if you take the risk, you get nothing.
Yeah.
£1 billion or nothing. Or walk away with $1 million. I'd walk away with $1 million.
But $1 billion.
Yeah, but I would rather have $1 million and have that than potentially nothing.
Yeah. But you know how, like...
Also, what am I going to do with £1 billion?
Give 10 mil to charity.
Could do that. That's true. Save someone's life.
You could end world hunger probably with some of world hunger with $1 billion. You probably buy Twitter.
Buy Twitter.
Buy Twitter back.
What would you do with £1 billion?
I would invest in a multiple.
Oh, I think I'd buy like some nice property. Oh yeah. I would definitely give a fat fucking chunk to charity.
Yeah.
I think I would a few
Buy
different
an
charities as well. Like
Yeah.
I think some that are like for sure like cancer research, but then also like animal welfare charities, and then also like charities to support young people in the arts, because I feel passionate about that.
I'd buy an island. I'd buy 5 cars. I get a Lamborghini. 10 boyfriends.
I get a boob job.
Get a boob job.
Nose job.
As if I need that. Get boob reduction if anything.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm free.
I feel like
Oh no, I'd have a whole new face.
A
I'd have a whole new face.
New
You wouldn't recognise
body.
me. Yeah, new body, new man, new nails. I would be the best version of myself.
Oh my god, you crap me up. I feel like our listeners have learned a lot about us today.
This is real insight.
This has been a real insight. I'm a bit worried that we're going to get massively judged and cancelled. But
this is the no judgment zone, so people can't judge us.
Yeah. This is true.
Truthful,
this is the no judgment zone.
Would you like to hear someone else's dating horror story?
Oh, go on. Yeah, let's wrap up with that.
Okay. So, I found this very funny.
Okay.
Well, quite weird, actually. No, I found it quite weird.
Okay.
A little bit disturbing in ways.
More disturbing than a bear full of hair?
More disturbing than the man dating his father for 3 years.
Oh, God, yeah, I forgot about that.
So, this was also another of those, like, TikToks I was listening to, and it's like people call in. So it's a radio show in America, and people call in and they say, I went on a date with blah blah and they never called me back and I want to find out why. So the radio show calls the person they went on a date with to find out why they didn't go on a second date.
What?
So it's so good. So it's called like Heart Radio or something. So this guy calls in and he's like, no, sorry, this girl calls in and she says, I went on this amazing date with this guy, like he went back to mine and everything and it was going really well, and then suddenly he just upped and left without a word, just upped and ran. And she said, and I didn't hear from him and it was really weird. So they call him, because obviously she gives them his number.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was about to be like, how do they get
They
contact?
so
Right,
they share,
that
so
makes
the person they share the number. So they call him and they pretend she's not on the line. So they just have a little private
chat. It's such
chat.
a like breach of like...
Oh, massive breach of privacy.
Yeah.
I imagine at the end they have to be like, is it okay if we air this? Actually, no, it's the radio, so it's just live.
Oh my God.
Hilarious.
Is that allowed?
That's why I never answer the phone.
Yeah.
So this guy, they're kind of like, hi, David, this is Heart Radio. Or actually, yeah, they were like, we basically, we just want to know, apparently you went on this date and you didn't call them back.
Oh, they're like very honest.
Very open, very honest. They're just like, and we are just curious as to know why, like, if you're happy to disclose that. And he was like, at first he was like, what the fuck? And he was like, yeah, I went on this date, and they said, we just want to know out of curiosity why you didn't have a second date. And he said, okay, fine, I'll tell the story.
Oh
so he tells the story of how he said they went on a really nice date. She was then like, do you want to come back to mine? And he thought, sweet, I'm going to get lucky. So he goes back to hers. It's all fine. They're watching a film and she has this little Chihuahua. And so the Chihuahua comes by and he's trying to hump this guy's leg. And the woman does nothing about it. So he's kind of like, can you kind of get your Chihuahua off my leg? And she's like, oh, yeah, fine. So she ushers the Chihuahua to go to her leg and hump her leg. And he was a bit like, okay, that's a bit weird. Could get past that. But then she starts like coaxing it on and being like, there's a good girl, like good boy. Go and like kind of like dirty talking the Chihuahua.
No.
So he said he was sat there like, this can't be real. Like because I'm not going to act it out, but like like he was acting out the stuff she was saying, and it was like dirty talk, bed pillow talk to this Chihuahua until it did finish.
What?
Yeah.
What?
And then he was just like,
you fucking like that leg?
Yeah. So he was just like, after that, he was just like, he has to leave. So he upped and he left and he ran out.
I don't blame him.
And then the woman who had been secretly listening in the whole time was then like, oh my God, it's perfectly normal, David. Okay, sometimes your dog needs to be relieved and it's perfectly natural. And he was like, you have a relationship with your dog.
Yeah.
And then she was like, okay, whatever. I don't want to see you for a second date anyway. And then hung up.
No.
And the whole radio was just like, understandable from David.
Yeah, valid.
Yeah, valid.
No.
How funny is that?
That's so funny.
Such a great story.
But this kind of goes back to like what we discussed in the last episode of, you know how we spoke about the bear full of hair thing?
Yeah.
And we were like, if you think it's normal, how would you know?
Yeah.
And this woman was like, she genuinely couldn't piece two and two together of what had gone so wrong on this date that this guy just upped and left.
Yeah, because she's like, this is such a normal thing.
Yeah, and everyone else is like, no, it ain't. That's wild.
So funny.
Okay, what would you do if
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling has a Chihuahua and he lets it have his leg?
Fine.
And he dirty talks to the Chihuahua.
I'd be like, oh, it's such an animal lover. Like, he's the proper vegan.
Oh God. You're allowing someone to have a borderline sexual relationship with their dog because you think it's vegan.
Would you say it's animal cruelty or would you say it's animal love?
No, I think
like
I think it's fucking weird. I think
It is fucking weird,
because
actually.
the animal can't consent to that relationship.
True. No, it's because also it does tell a lot about their character, and then you wonder. It
says a lot.
Like, what kink? Like, why do you enjoy this?
Yeah.
Why are you enjoying this? No, even if it was Ryan, actually, that's like he's perfect, but
yeah, that's what I feel like. That's the bar that I always have to go to with. He's Ryan Gosling, but he does this because that's how I truly know that that's how you feel.
Yeah, no, I actually can like thinking about it. Thinking on a deep level about it.
Yeah, if I duped it, I couldn't let Paul do that.
No, Paul, yeah. Really? Paul?
If Paul was dirty talking his Chihuahua, I'd be like, I'm sorry.
Spiel the dog.
Yeah.
Wow.
And on that bombshell, you've been listening to No Judgement Zone podcast.
No Judgement Zone. Do.
We hope you enjoyed. And as ever, remember to message us in any of your wild stories or whatever, confessions, dating things, life things, like literally anything that you think is worth mentioning. We've got an email address, nojudgmentzonepod@outlook.com.
Yep.
And No Judgement Zone Pod on all socials. We're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. Come find us and let us know. Give us some prompts to discuss.
Yeah. Give us juiciness. We want juice.
Until then.
We've been Goose and Weave. BB and Livia. Livia and BB. Over and out.
Over and out.
Oh dear.